Hello and welcome to the Anxious Knitter podcast. My name is Joy and I am the Anxious Knitter. I'm so anxious that every time I get a voicemail, I automatically think that someone has died. Mom, that's what texts are for. But to date, I have received no voicemails that were harbingers of death, so we're back for episode 5, and today I am joined by my husband, Luke.
Hey everyone.
Yes. And like I said, my name is Joy, and we're coming to you from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, where we live with our dog, Obi, who is currently gnawing on a bone, so he doesn't become a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is a podcast mostly about knitting, crochet, and whatever else crafty thing catches my fancy, and I asked Luke to come on today because he took the day off, because yesterday was his birthday, and today we're celebrating properly. And, he has something to talk about today, too, on the podcast, which is sort of exciting.
Oh, yeah. Get ready.
Yes. And actually, I have no DWEEB stories of the week today, so we can actually get right into it. Oh, and before we get into it, actually, we hit, I say we, as like the like royal we, like the podcast we, hit 100 subscribers, which I'm very excited about, and I did not think was ever going to happen, if I'm being completely honest with you. So I decided to do a giveaway. So stay tuned for that. I will announce the giveaway officially after all the knitting portion and before my life, etc.
100 subscribers!
Woo!
We did it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move right along to finished objects. You're not there. There you go. Okay, so I have a finished object and Luke has a finished object, so I'll quickly do mine first because it's the least exciting one.
It's still pretty exciting though.
It's not, but okay.
It is to me.
Oh, that's really sweet. Yeah, so I finished my February socks. I'm never gonna get the ankle right. I'm always gonna be like, my socks. Yeah, so I finished. You wanna hold on?
Yeah.
I finished them. Yeah, my hands kind of stopped hurting. They've kind of gone back to normal more or less. But you can tell that my gauge was all wonky on this sock, my sock, which is the second sock, because you can tell by the green bit, it's like the pattern of it never stays the same. But whatever, I don't care. They're going on my feet. So anyway, yeah, these were just a plain vanilla sock. And I did 20 rounds of 2x2 rib, 70 rounds of just plain stockinette, fish lips, kiss heel, then the foot and the toe. And they actually match pretty well considering, oh my god, considering that I was not attempting to match them, like, at all. So they almost look like a matching pair.
Mm-hmm. They're pretty close.
Do you like them?
I do. I think they're awesome.
Yeah.
The color that you bought for these originally, I had no idea what it would look like. And this is like completely different than what I thought it'd look like, but I like it better than what I thought, so it's really good.
Yeah, well, because they didn't look anything like the picture on the ball band.
No,
so
didn't look anything like
it. It turned out completely different. But anyway, yeah, so it was just like a Regia commercial yarn, Arnie and Carlos design line. Don't know what the colorway is, sorry guys. But yeah, I finally finished them, which means I can go on to the next pair ASAP. So yeah, that was my finished object. And you have a finished object, which I'm going to swoop under the camera so they can't see it yet. Okay.
Alright, so I made another one of these project bags for Joy.
I can hold it, you talk about it.
I just think they're really easy to make now that I've done this is my third now. And I don't know, the sewing machine I got from my parents, which is actually from my grandma's. It's from like the 60s. It's really cool because we recently like put my grandma in a home, and she has a whole bunch of stuff in her house that, you know, people needed to claim her and get rid of or whatever. I just thought it'd be cool that, you know, I take the sewing machine and, you know, carry on that old sewing machine, and hopefully like my kids will get it someday. And, you know, I just decided like let's start something, and Joy was like, hey.
Oh, you keep talking.
Okay. And Joy was just like, hey, why don't you like make cool little project bags? Because
I want them.
Yeah, because they're like really cool and fun. And I was like, all right, well, I'll give it a shot. And I did the first one, and it wasn't that big a deal or anything. It was like, there's a few, I don't know, minor hiccups with it or whatever. And then I did the second one, and it went really good. And I did this one, and it went even quicker. So, like, now I feel like I can pump one of these out in around, I don't know, like an hour or two tops. And, like, it's just really fun, really easy to do. And it's just like a cool little finished product at the end. I'll also put this cool little skull dude on it.
Yeah, he did a little skull zipper pull for me. Yay! And the inside has like this really pretty like silver, like metallic. So it's a really sturdy bag because it's the interfacing is pretty sturdy, and then this, because of the metallic bit, ended up is a pretty thick fabric. And yeah, and it's really cool because you can just customize it however you want. Oh, you want this pull to be really big and a big loop that you could put your arm through? Easy. You want it to be super small, you don't want one at all. And then I think the next one I'm going to try is kind of go on my own pattern instead of like just one from the internet, where I'm just going to take the current pattern I have and just customize the size and look of it. So. Yeah, we used Nicole from Loco's tutorial, which was really good. Hi, Obi. He's coming to decorate the backdrop. Yeah, no, I love it though. I have my work in progress in here, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But the sewing machine is actually like one of those, it's like part of like a whole desk. So I will insert a picture now. Yeah, so that just so you can see it. So you have to pause so that it's not like a weird cut.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how the professionals do it. Okay. Anyway, did you have anything else to say about the bag?
No, I don't know. I enjoy doing it. It's kind of like, what's that word? Methodical?
Yeah.
Like when I'm on there in the sewing machine, it's just, yeah, you're just having fun with it. And I like when you like start something that has to be like seen, like the seam here or the seam here. And you're like, all right, I only got one shot of this, and like, let's go. And you're just like, you just drive it through, and you're like, hope it looks fine, or whatever you have preset.
I think it turned out really, really nice. It has like really nice like box corners, and it sits really nice, and it's creepy fabric because I like creepy things. I mean, Halloween all year round, folks. Why not?
It is cool.
Yeah, so I guess that takes us, actually I'll just keep this here, into works in progress.
Bam.
Okay, good. Okay, so Luke's just gonna hang out and chat with me, I guess, while I...
And drink some of my coffee. Check out this awesome mug.
Yeah, it is actually really awesome. Hold it up closer.
Oh.
Just don't spill it on the computer.
It says Ministry of Magic, and I got this on our 1 year anniversary of being married. We went to Disney World and Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Mm-hmm. And it's a cool mug. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah.
A little bit of lipstick on your teeth.
There's always lipstick on the teeth. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so my first work in progress is the Martine hat by Lisa R. Myers. So you actually haven't seen this. I cast this on, I think, the day after the podcast or even the day of the podcast. Whoops. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. I think she designed it for Manos del Uruguay, which is a really nice yarn. If you have never used it, single ply, fair trade, can't go wrong. Yeah, so I'm just starting the decreases of this hat. Which, oh my gosh. So I really enjoyed knitting this hat. This has definitely been like a process as well as a product knit because I think it's going to look really, really cute. Here, I'll put it on for you. It actually like basically looks like a hat already.
Like
but, yeah, I wanted something sort of lightweight for like the transition because all the hats that I've made are like proper winter hats, and we're having really like unseasonably warm weather right now. It's kind of insane.
It is.
But yeah, I saw this other hat on Instagram called the Constellate hat, and I thought it was really pretty, but didn't want to spend the money on a pattern. So I went looking for a free pattern that kind of had a similar effect, and this one kind of fit the bill. It's, I guess, sort of a mock cable pattern. It's called St. John's Wort pattern, which I kind of like because it sounds like a potion. Yeah, and so I've been knitting this out of a skein of Madeline Tosh Twist Light in the ink colorway. And I had bought this originally for my girl from the grocery store shawl to go with the birch gray, but not the birch gray, sorry, with the Stephen Loves Tosh, but then it just looked like a hockey jersey, and I was not digging that. So this has just been sitting around waiting to be used, and I decided, in the end, probably a hat, because I would say like 75% of my wardrobe is blue currently. Like, I don't know why that happened.
I wear a lot of blue too. I find that like navy blue for specifically.
Yeah, navy and denim basically. I'm literally wearing navy and denim right now with a navy hat. So I thought it might be a little much to have like a blue shawl as well. Maybe like a hat, because if you're wearing a jacket or whatever, then it's covering up maybe some of the blue that you're wearing. So anyway, figured I'd do a hat, and I'm very pleased with it. So yeah, so it's a 4-row repeat, really, really easy, but looks really complicated. Like, it's one of those that I think people would look at and be like, wow, but you're like, oh, this required zero like effort.
Yeah, the pattern is like, I find it's very nice for, I guess, the amount of effort you have to put in. Like, it's just like, wow, it looks like it would take you so much longer and like a crazy intense pattern. And like, after you've done a couple repeats, like, it's so simple, like, you just memorize it. I've just memorized it anyway. And so it's nice, mindless knitting, TB knitting or whatever. But anyway, I started on the decreases, and I was like going along, I was like, yeah, looks great. Did it. And then I went to do the second round of the decreases, and it was not matching up, and I didn't know why until I realized that there was 2 steps to the first decrease round, and I'd only done the first one all the way around, so I had to knit back an entire round. It was such balls. Because it was supposed to decrease down to 105 stitches, and I decreased down to 75 stitches. And yeah, it didn't work, so I had to unknit it, and it was a pain because I had to like unknit the like slipped, like you pass the slip stitch over, I had to like unknit those and unknit the decreases, but it worked out. So hopefully this should be a finished object, if I have any discipline whatsoever, by the next podcast. And yeah, so that's just being stored in my skeleton bag. And if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know that because I had to like Instagram it immediately. Oh, it just zipped my yarn into the zipper like an idiot. Yeah, and actually, because someone on Instagram had asked me where I got the fabric, and I unfortunately, like, I don't go anywhere special. We have this like, it's actually like this really creepy craft store. It's like a craft surplus store, and they have a gigantic fabric section, and you never know what's going to be there. Like, there are some things that are there like all the time, but then a lot of the fabrics come and go, like, and that's it. I don't think they reorder them. Mm-hmm. That's like the fox fabric is gone. I didn't see it there. Probably got like bought up so quick, so I missed out on buying more of that, but that's okay. Yeah. So yeah, we just go to this like creepy store that is like a wedge. It's like this tiny, narrow, like, well, it's not tiny, it's huge. It goes on forever. It's like the TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside. It's awesome though, because like, it's so kind of creepy and weird and run down, and it's in this like weird industrial building that just looks like it shouldn't be like a building anymore. It should have been like fallen over like years ago. But they have so much fabric there, and it's just like insane. I remember going there like back in high school for like home ec projects, and like it has not changed once. They've never painted the floors. Oh, also the floors are just concrete, so yeah. But they haven't painted anything. They've never updated it, and it's just like exists.
Like
in this like frozen time.
Their cash register doesn't even have like a scanner. Like they have to like type in every code by hand and like calculate sales on a calculator.
Absolutely, it's so weird. And when you buy their fabric, you know, half a yard of this or a full yard of that, they like use this weird like ancient like gun where they put in the tag, then they write it out, and then they calculate it, and then when they're at the register they have to like type out the specific code. But you can get any fabric there, like such like intense really fabrics cool.
And like all different like types of fabric too, not just like quilting cotton. Mm-hmm. So we go to this store called Lens Mills, which is like a total creep fest, but totally worth the prices. But I know you can get a lot of really fun fabrics online on Spoonflower, and I think maybe fabric.com is another one, but I know a lot of people go to Spoonflower to get their fun fabrics. So I only have one other work in progress, which is my Asunder shawl, which I believe I just started last time, so I'll need you to help me hold it. So hold it. It's reached the size now where it's not easy to like hold it and like show anything in an aesthetic way because it's so big on the needles. But I have started the second color. This is such a... Okay. There. So yeah, this is the Asunder shawl by Lisa Mutch. I'm knitting this for the Strings and More podcast Lisa Mutch along. I thought that was a good... Oh, you're so helpful. Yeah. I really loved working with both of these yarns. So this the gray is Northbound Knitting in the Invernia colorway. Pretty sure that's what it's called. Again, I don't know. Pretty sure. But it's really working up. Ooh, that's the wrong side. Just turn it around. There we go. And then the purplish color is Sweet Georgia's Tough Love Sock in the Rogue colorway. And like I already want to knit something, like buy another skein of this and knit something else with it, like a hat or something, because I love this yarn, guys.
Every time we go to the yarn shop, she always like goes and like touches all the Sweet Georgia yarn. She's just like, oh, it's so nice. And sometimes she like puts it on her face. Like, oh, it feels so nice.
I only do that when there's nobody else in the room.
Yeah. It is a really, like, after touching it though, it is definitely a very nice, super soft fabrics though.
Yeah, no, yarn. Well, it makes a soft fabric too. So yeah, this is a pretty easy pattern. There's no short rows because a lot of her patterns are like very short row heavy. The only thing that is like maybe requires a bit of concentration at first is the drop stitch pattern, but again, like it's really simple, deceptively simple. Like it looks really, really cool, but requires not too much effort. But I will say, because I was talking with someone online about how like the easiest patterns can sometimes be the most challenging, because you get too comfortable and you get into like this rhythm, and like the garter stitch section is literally just garter stitch, and then you're increasing every other row on the edges. But I would catch myself increasing on the wrong row because you're just knitting along and you get into the like habit, and then I'd have to go and knit back. But okay, this pattern is not dependent on stitch count. So if you want to knit this, don't get stressed about your stitch count, because it actually, I really don't think it matters at all because of the way it's written. You can do this with any stitch count. So don't get like all hung up about it. But yeah, it's going to be a nice, big, gigantic crescent shaped shawl, which is my favorite shape of shawl, because I just feel like it's the most versatile, and it'll be a really nice... Ooh, look how nice that looks. Mm-hmm. I think it'll just be a nice, like, neutral accessory. And I'm very excited to finish it. But boy, oh boy, did those rows get long. Wow. It takes me like 10 to 15 minutes to finish a row, because there's so many stitches.
I feel like it's very deceiving sometimes when you get so far in any one of your shawls, because it's only on like a certain length, of
cord.
The cord, but it's really like 3 times as long as that if you stretched it out, like took it off
and
the
then
needles.
And then when you block it, right after you soaked it and blocked it, like that thing will grow. Like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to block that on our bed because I don't think even my like yoga mat configuration will accommodate the size of that thing. But yeah, here's the balls is all I have left of the silver so far. I have 1 or 2 more sections of the silver. And then okay, I'll stop being a weirdo now. So yeah, that's all of my works in progress. I'm probably gonna cast on a pair of fingerless mitts in the next week, possibly. We'll see. It calls for DPNs, and I don't really like knitting on DPNs, but I think it's just gonna be easier because the instructions are written out like needle 1, needle 2, needle 3, so I might just have to bite the bullet, use the DPNs. I have them, so I might as well attempt to use them. I know how to use DPNs, it's just a pain in the butt. And now I'll show you my mug because it's brand... Oh, it's on both sides?
Yes.
Oh, that's so good.
I noticed that. You don't have to turn it around.
Yeah, so this is my newest addition to the collection. It was Valentine's Day clearance at Chapters, which is like our Barnes & Noble in Canada. And it says, "You're just my type." And it has... Oh, you can just see it. You can see how it has the pink inside. I thought it was really... cute, and it was like me, so
it was like super cheap because it's Valentine's Day clearance.
It was like $5. Give me all the mugs. Yeah, so I guess that brings us to stuff I bought for knitting. Trying something new. Okay, well, anyway, I did buy some things for knitting. I'll start with like the least exciting thing and then work up to the most exciting thing. I think that seems reasonable, right?
Yes.
So while we were at the creepy craft store,
it's a new name for it now.
Super creepy craft store. Their yarn of the week, yarn of the month was Patton's Classic Wool Worsted, which we all know I use all the time. So I bought 2 of them. I bought it's gray, but it's officially called, oh my gosh, okay, dark gray mix of what? I don't know, because it just looks like gray to me. And this one, which is called Natural Heather, which I don't know about you, but I feel like this is not natural. This is pink. It's rose colored. So I don't know why they didn't call it like Rose Heather or something like that. But it's this really pretty, like, mauve-y
maybe
rose
because
color.
of how pale it is, I guess.
But it's not that pale. Like, you can see, like, this is straight up pink.
What do you think?
It's pink. Natural would be like a cream color. Like the Aran tweed that I made my masonry mitts and my antler hat out of.
Yes.
So anyway, yeah, I thought... I'm not in any rush right now to knit with it because it's kind of warm. But I was thinking either... like colorwork fingerless gloves, or just colorwork mittens, or a colorwork cowl, or a 2-color brioche cowl. Because I noticed that I have a few shawls, but I've not actually made myself like a nice like warm shawl or warm cowl. They're all like fashiony stuff, so I don't know. I'm sitting on that one.
It's nice though, and it was like, because it was the yarn of the month, like it wasn't too expensive.
No,
so
it was like $5 a ball.
I feel like it's something nice that you just have in your box or whatever, and whenever you find something that fits with it, then boom.
It would look nice with the cream color too, as a 3rd color. Yeah, they have. The thing is, because I usually buy my like commercial yarn at Michael's, but with coupons. But Lens Mills has like all the colors, all of them, and like I kind of wish they had the Patton's Croy sock yarn in the, is it rose brown marl or something, which is a really pretty colorway. I hate knitting with Patton's Croy, but I like those colors, and I'm kind of wishing I had gone and bought it, but I didn't. So anyway, my next thing was It's the Lion brand Shawl in a Ball, which, so I heard about this yarn on Kristy Glass Knits YouTube channel. I don't think she calls it a podcast, but she had made something out of this, not this colorway, but I liked the idea of it. I liked that it's a gradient. This is the Healing Teal colorway, and it is not wool, or not completely wool. Where did it go? 58% cotton, 39% acrylic, and 3% other fiber.
What is it? What?
I don't know. Do I want to know? That's the real question. But anyway, yeah, I bought this with a coupon, so it was like $4 or something. Oh yeah, look how pretty that is. It looks like a seashell, or like a surfing, like a wave.
Yeah, it does look very nice.
And I thought this would be nice because of the cotton to use it for like a summer knit, either for myself or for someone else. I'm not saying who. But they call for a 4mm needle, but like that is some fine yarn. So I don't know if I would. I mean, if you're doing a shawl, maybe, but like they usually don't do that for like. They just tell you what the actual yarn requires on ball bands, don't they? Usually, whatever. Yeah, so that's going in the stash. I've never knit anything with cotton or cotton blend, so I'm interested to see how that works out. All right, which leads me to my last purchase for myself, and this most exciting one. It's another Indigo Dragonfly Geek Club yarn, because you know how I love those, and it's really pretty. It's more neutral than my other ones that I bought that I showed last time. It is her merino nylon sock, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 390 yards. It's called The Real McCoy, the 7th Doctor. So y'all know how I love my Doctor Who. But I'm actually gonna make socks out of these. Do you remember how I said how the day was coming that I was gonna use an expensive yarn to make socks and not like just commercial yarn? That day has arrived. Yeah, it's happening, guys. This is my next sock.
I remember one of the first times we were in the yarn shop, and she was like, who would ever spend this much on this fancy yarn just for socks, just for something you wear on your feet? No one gets to see them. They're under your shoes, under your pants.
And that person would be me.
And now,
I am that person.
But this, the Geek Club stuff, like the Indigo Dragon, I find that, like, they don't cheap out. Like, I feel like because it has that niche of being nerdy and cool and, like, hip with all that type of stuff, they could get away with, like, oh, here's just, like, a random color, but we'll call it something that everyone loves. Here's something Star Wars related or whatever. Mm-hmm. And people are going to buy it because it's Star Wars. But they really put in the extra effort, and I find that, like, their colors really show the quality, and they really like to match well with the descriptions. It's not like, oh, here, like, you know, we're trying to, what's that? What am I trying to say?
Capitalize.
Yeah, we're trying to capitalize.
Fandom, but, like, you know, the colors are really, really well thought out. And, like, there's one skein that I always go and admire and I never buy. Like, and it's the Neelix colorway, and Neelix is from Star Trek. I think from Deep Space Nine or Voyager. I can't remember which one. Whatever. But it's a really fun colorway, and it is so Neelix, but I never buy it. I need to buy it. But yeah, so I'm going to make some socks. I'm thinking I'm going to make the Mercury socks out of these, which is a free pattern. It's sort of lacy. I haven't done a lacy sock. And I thought this would be good for my March cast on for the Grocery Girls Sock Bash, because it's got the green tones, but it's not like in your face like St. Patrick's Day green, because we don't really do the St. Patrick's, and by really we don't do St. Patrick's Day like at all. I haven't done St. Patrick's Day since, like, elementary school, pretty sure. When, like, you were doing crosswords and stuff. And I want to do, like, contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs, but at the same time, with the Mercury socks, I think it might look nicer if I just do the whole sock in these. And save my first contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs sock for, like, something a little simpler. But yeah, so I'm really excited to get that wound up. I was going to wind it up at the yarn store, but there was someone already winding yarn for, like, a long time, and we had to go to dinner because we were celebrating your birthday.
Yay.
Yeah, so that's it for stuff I bought for knitting, which means I'm going to get into the giveaway. Yeah,
the
giveaway. Just me dancing. All right, cool.
Wait.
Wow.
Giveaway. I don't dance that well.
Neither do I. So
well, you dance better than me. So
no, that's not true. Yeah, so like I said, we hit 100 subscribers on the podcast.
So exciting.
So I thought that's a milestone. I love it. I think it's amazing. So I thought I'd give something to you guys because why the heck not? I've like been looking forward to the day that I could do a giveaway for something like since before I actually started recording the first episode. I was like, oh, how cool would that be?
Well, I feel like it was something that you're just like, I'd really enjoy doing it. Like, I'll give it a shot and see how it goes. And I feel like you had no real like big expectations, and it's like, wow, already 100 subscribers, and like that's great, and it's like just nice to see that, you know, continue to grow, and like I feel like, you know, it's good. Which
reminds me, I forgot to do the welcome in my intro. That should have been my DWEEB story of the week. That'll be my DWEEB story for next week. But I mean, I am so grateful for everybody who is watching right now, new, returning, everybody. So that's why I'm doing a giveaway. So I'm gonna give away this skein of Indigo Dragonfly yarn. It is not a Geek Club one, but it's still lovely, and it is called Sage Fright. It is 100% superwash merino, 390 yards, 115 grams. So Luke actually picked this out.
Yeah, I picked this one out. Joy was like, we were looking at the store, and you're like, oh, I should probably pick something I won't normally get for myself because then I'll be tempted to just keep it. and I was just like, all right. So you're like looking around, and I look too because, you know, when you got some like fancy yarns that have like nice colors, you can't help but look at some of them. And I was just like,
yeah.
And you first looked at this one, I feel like then you passed and you continued to look at others. And I like went back to it and I was like, this one's really nice.
I really like the Sage Fright.
Yeah.
I really like the Sage Fright.
Yeah, I was like, this one's nice. I like this one.
So again, I thought this would be nice because I assume you'll probably receive it in March. So it could be like a late St. Patty's Day or whatever. It's funny because even though I don't celebrate St. Patty's Day like at all, I still associate March with green, just in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to be giving this away to one of you lucky folks. So if you'd like to enter the giveaway, please be a subscriber and leave a comment below with your Ravelry ID, and the prompt will be, what is your all-time favorite sock pattern to knit? And if you haven't knit any socks, what is a sock pattern that you have been admiring from afar? So if you win this and you've never knit socks before, maybe this will be your motivation to cast on that first pair. They're really not that scary. Like, I thought that they were going to be scary. It's one of the things that when I first started knitting, I was like, I will never knit a sock. I would watch videos of people like knitting socks. I'm like, there's no way. I will never be able to knit that sock. And now I love knitting socks. So yeah, I will keep this open until today's Friday. So till next Friday. Okay? And then I will announce maybe
2 weeks.
No. I'm just trying to think, when's the next episode? Friday, and then the following Wednesday. So yeah, no, till Friday. So 1 week to enter. And then I will announce the winner on the next episode, which is about 9 days from now.
Yes. And if you want more giveaways, tell your friends, subscribe, you know, all that fun stuff.
Oh my gosh.
But don't feel pressured also.
I mean, no pressure. But like, tell your friends.
Yeah. One of those, you know. Post post it on your Facebook, and then say no pressure
don't.
in just like small brackets, extra small font.
Okay.
Just kidding. Okay, never mind.
Okay, anyway. Yes, so I hope you enter. Good luck to whoever wins. And I am saying just post your Ravelry ID because I think it'll be easier to get a hold of you or for you to get a hold of me on Ravelry. So that's it for that segment, which means we're on to that means we're done all the knitting and yarny stuff. So if that's all you came for, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Absolutely, thanks.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And I'll see you next time. And if you would like to stick around, we are going to go into my life, etc.
Whoa.
It's funny. Okay. Yeah. So, we've done some stuff in the past, week and a half.
A few things. One or two things.
Yeah. Well, it was this guy's 28th birthday yesterday, like I mentioned.
Same age as Jake the dog from Adventure Time now.
I'm 28. Do you guys remember the original Adventure Time? When YouTube was still, a young, baby?
And it was, full screen or, the box screen and not widescreen?
And, Charlie the Unicorn. Anyway, yeah, so... we went out for dinner last night. So we're actually going out to dinner to celebrate Luke's birthday tonight with a couple of friends, but we also decided to go out for dinner yesterday for his actual birthday, just the two of us.
I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh, we're just gonna have a quiet dinner at home, and you're like, and I feel like I texted you and I was like, is it weird that we go to dinner 2 days in a row? And you're just like, no. I was like, oh, okay, so she clearly wants to go to dinner.
Yes.
And I was like, well, I would not be opposed to it.
Yeah, so we went to Red Lobster. I don't know if they have that in the States.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
It's a seafood restaurant, obviously, that specializes in lobster.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I find, the reason you go to Red Lobster is not for the lobster. You go for the free biscuits that they give you.
The cheese biscuits.
Yeah, throughout the meal because it's unlimited. They'll just keep giving you biscuits. And we've been twice, and I will say, both times, I've essentially subsisted entirely on the biscuits because I'm not into the lobster.
Well, I feel like I'm a seafood person, but you are just, select seafood.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff that's, I guess, too garlicky, too spicy, too, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
It's, you don't really like it. And... yeah, but the biscuits,
Well, it looks really... I'm sorry, I look really wrong. I'm petting the dog.
Oh, so, in case you don't see, our dog, Opie, he always...
There he is.
He always misses me, because I work, full-time during the week, and so on weekends, when we have, our mornings where I'm, either just reading and drinking coffee, he's always, cuddling with me, and now he's doing it right now, because it's my day off, so...
Yep. So, yeah, we went to Red Lobster, ate some sort of disappointing crab cakes, but some delicious cheese biscuits.
Yes.
Which is the most important thing. And tonight we're going to Beer Town.
With some friends.
Yeah, which I think will be really fun. And we went out to dinner last week because... so there's this sushi restaurant near us that is our favorite sushi restaurant, and... every time we get a craving for it, it's on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And they're closed on Sundays, so then we don't get to have it. And then we finally were like, okay, we're going out to Sakura Island or getting our favorite rolls. Because we're huge sushi fans.
Shout out, though, to Sakura Island in Waterloo. If you're ever in the area, it's really great. It's not all you can eat. It's a la carte, but...
really good value.
It's such a good value.
And it's a little family-run place. So,
it's so cute.
You're supporting a local business, and they're so good.
And, I don't know, just, you step in there, and you're like, oh, this is a family. You can, feel, the love and the passion they have for, their craft there. Yeah. And the servers are just so, cute and smiley and nice, and, it's just so nice. It's a really nice little place. We keep going to other sushi restaurants, but, we always come back to Sakura Island because it just seems like none of them
compare. None of them are the same.
Well, I like to try new things. My thing is like, I always love to try new things. And Joy is like, I found something that works great. Why bother changing that? And so we have this.
I'm disappointed every time we try something new.
So we have this like, not battle, but constant like, oh, I want to try new things. You're like, but I like the same thing. The
irony, though, is that I'm almost never proven wrong.
It's true.
Because, like, people are like, oh, like, I want to try this new place. And then we go, and then it's, like, weird.
Yeah,
and,
it's like,
And then you're like, you were right. We should have just gone to Screw Island.
Yeah.
Yep. Sometimes change is not good. Yeah. And then, I just wanted to share, like, a funny story from the toddlers that I work with. So there's this one little girl who, she's so smart. She's, like, very, very bright. And, I mean, these kids are 3 and 4. They're going into JK next year. So this is sort of like a preschool program. And she's like a little grown-up, like, stuck in a little 3-year-old's body. And she always has something to say. So, like, one of the facets of our program is, like, encouraging, like, the growth of vocabulary. And so to do that, one of the things we are supposed to do is ask a lot of questions so that they have to answer them. And so she came in the one day, and she had this really cute, like, gray sweater on with, like, a fox's face, like, printed on, like, the whole front of the sweater. So I was like, oh, hey, like, what's on your sweater? And she looks at me and she goes, you know the answer to your own question. And I was like, I mean, yeah, but can you tell me? Which was really cute. And then yesterday she's going on a trip overseas to visit her family that she hasn't seen since she was like a baby, I guess, since she's only 3. And then I had asked her, like, I was like, oh, like, do you miss your grandparents? And she just goes, yeah, I guess. I was like, oh, it's like, I mean, like, you probably don't remember them. Yeah. And then I asked her if she had any brothers or sisters that were going with her. And she goes, no, it's just me all day long. I was like, what 3-year-old talks like that? I've never, like, and I've met a few, and I've never met any kids that have, like, spoken like that. And she's, like, one of my favorites. She's one that gave me that really sweet Valentine that I posted on Instagram of all the, like, the female superheroes, and I loved that. She loves Wonder Woman. That's her favorite. She wants to grow up and be Wonder Woman. But I'm going to miss her so much because she's going to be gone until the end of May on her trip, and she is so cute. Yeah. Anything else? Did anything else happen?
We played the Game of Life last night.
Yeah, one of Luke's requests for his birthday was to play the Game of Life, which I've always really liked that game.
Yes, and I love board games in general. We've always, like, we grew up, like, playing, like, family board games. And so I just love any type of board games. And your family loves it too. And
yeah,
so
we're a huge board game
It's
family.
so nice going over to, like, your parents' place and my parents. And, like, we always just, like, play board games. But the Game of Life was funny. Joy ended up with so many children.
Yeah.
I was a teacher.
Yeah, I was a farmer.
Yeah, she was a farmer with, like, 4 kids, like 6 people in her house.
And, like, $3.2 million in my pocket, and I never got to buy a house.
Yeah, and I had 2 houses.
And one of them was a farmhouse.
Yeah.
You bought my farmhouse. But, like, in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm a farmer. That means I could have, like, sheep. I could be a sheep farmer. Yeah. And I could, like, make wool. I'm, like, making this whole, like, story up to, like, life. Justify being a farmer.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
You had your whole life, like, planned out. But you didn't have a house to live in.
I didn't.
Just this
we
giant
just lived
family.
In our, like, RV, I guess.
It was funny.
With my 3 boys and my little girl.
Yeah.
That was funny. But, yeah.
A lot of boys.
Yeah. I chose most of them, which is funny, I guess, but...
I got a baby towards the very end, so it was like the oops baby.
No, you had the twins.
Oh, yeah, I did have twins, which is awesome.
The boy and the girl, and then you had an oops baby.
But...
And then I had twins, and then I had another one, and then I had an oops baby. So that was funny.
No baby's an oops baby, though, just so you know. They're all...
No,
They're all special.
Well, they're all special.
They're all great.
Some oopses are special. That can be true of anything, not just babies.
Well,
all sorts of oopses can turn out to be special moments.
Yes. Well, they all do.
Okay. So, ironically, this is a short episode, which I think is funny because I thought it was going to be longer because there were two of us.
Well, you didn't have your story at the beginning.
That's true.
Your
I
dweeb
was
story.
not especially dweeby this week, so...
I guess I have a small one.
Oh, well, now you... Okay.
Sorry.
What is your... Well, okay. Are we going to do the thing? Let's do the blowing it away one.
Oh, okay. Ready?
Like this? Alright, hold on. Dweeb story of the week.
It's not really that. I was just trying to think of one while you were talking, and like the closest one I got is like, so we bought a rotary cutter so I can cut my yarn better. Sorry, not yarn.
Your fabric.
My fabric better for my bags and whatever I'm making. And like I didn't know how sharp this thing was, but I guess like some point I like touched my hand with it, and it like split my hand open, and I was just like, and I didn't even notice because it was so sharp. And then like I'm like cutting away, and I'm just like, whoa! And I like looked down at my hand, and it was like, whoa, that was a lot. So I guess that's not that great of a dweeb story. Sorry guys if you don't like that story. All right, Joy's just getting her dog water because he's needy sometimes, and he drinks water, I guess, occasionally.
I think I explained why I have to do that. It's because he has a thing with water.
He was a stray, and he was malnourished for like a long time, or so we can assume. And so, like, if you present him food or water, he'll like eat all of it up or drink all of it up because he doesn't know when he's gonna get it next because he's been like a stray on the streets for how long. So he's got this like, I guess, complex that he can't really like shake with, like, you know, you gotta get the sustenance because you don't know when you're gonna get it next.
But then he just pees it all out immediately on the rug, so we have to like ration his water.
Yes.
But yeah, so I think that's everything for this episode.
Yep.
So if you would like to find me elsewhere on the internet, I am dabblejoy on Ravelry, and on Instagram I am Rhineland Story, and as always I will put that along the bottom and in the description box. Do you want to like advertise your Instagram, or you want to keep that like on the DL?
I'll keep that on the DL. I will be a mystery that pops up every now and then on the podcast when requested.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah, it was fun. I liked having you on.
Thanks.
I hope you guys liked having Luke on.
Yeah.
Oh, and
hope I'm not a giant bore to you guys.
I hope he didn't ruin your experience of the podcast. Yeah, so anyway, I hope you have a great week, and happy knitting, happy living, happy doing whatever you do. Over and out!
Wait. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.